Hey guys, here with the homework review for 8.6 solving rational equations. I want to apologize for posting the wrong file for 8th period. I accidentally posted yesterday's homework video twice instead of posting this Google form. So apologies to those of you who turned in your homework before you saw this get posted out there. Here's what we look like by question. 1 and 2 look pretty good, which I expected because those were a little more straightforward. Those you could just cross multiply. Okay, 3 and 4 look pretty similar. Most people feeling okay, but could use a little guidance. And then 5 was definitely a little trickier. So I think I'm going to go over 3 and 5 because if I look between 3 and 4, 3 is a little trickier than 4. I am also going to post the entire key for this one because I just want to make sure you understand the steps in this. Um, and then we have questions here. Okay, so let me switch over to this. Let me paste in these questions. And let me start. Okay, so I said I was going to start with 3. So the first step in solving is to get rid of the denominators. In order to do that, you need to find the LCD. Okay, so some of you guys are commenting you still need a little guidance and practice on LCD. So first thing you need to do is see if you need to factor any LCDs or any denominators. So this one factors to x plus 4, right? And that's because the GCF is x. So to find the LCD, all right, you need first off an x, okay? And then second denominator has an x. Well, we already have an x in there, okay? So we're not going to put the x again. But it does need an x plus 4, so we're going to put that over there. Okay, and then the third one has another x, but we already have an x. Okay, so we're not going to put that in there either. Okay, so now we have our LCD. So what you do here is you multiply both sides of the equation by the LCD. Okay, now let me just move this over so it doesn't get confusing. What you don't want to do here is multiply top and bottom, because remember our goal is to get rid of the denominators. So you're actually multiplying by the LCD over 1. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take this thing on the outside and you're going to distribute it to this term. And then you're going to distribute it to this term and you're going to distribute to this term. Okay, so you're multiplying both sides by that. So we'll get 4 times x plus 4. And the bottom is just x times 1. Equals, do the same thing, 1 times x plus 4. The bottom stays the same, x times x plus 4, plus 5 times x plus 4 over x times 1. Okay? The reason we're doing this again, our goal is to get rid of the denominators. So by doing this, what ends up happening is we can cancel out all the denominators in each term. So x and x plus 4, x. What does that leave us with? 4 times x plus 4 over 1. So I'm not going to write the over 1. Equals, well, here I only have a 1, so I have to write the 1. Okay? Plus 5 times x plus 4. And we reached our goal. We reached our goal of canceling out all the denominators. All right, so now this is a lot more manageable to solve. So let's distribute out. Let's get all the x's to one side. And divide out by -1. And there we go. And then we do a quick check, right? Make sure that -5 is not a restriction, which means we plug it back in to all of our denominators, right? And if we plug it back in there, do we get 0 as a denominator? No, we don't, which means that -5 is a good answer. Okay. And then I'm going to go over number 5. And again, I am going to post the entire key for this one, so if you're struggling with number 4, you can see the work I did there. All right, let's start. Same process. Let's find the LCD. So in order to do that, let's factor out each denominator. Nothing to do with the first two denominators, but this third one, we can factor out a 3, and that leaves us with 4v plus 3. All right, so LCD is, these are my these are my denominators. Okay, so I need a 3. I need a 4v plus 3. I need a 3. I already have it. I need a 4v plus 3. I already have it. All right, so multiply both sides of the equation by that LCD. And distribute that to each term. Oops. Okay, let's cancel out common factors. And we're left with only numerators now, which again is our goal. Okay. All right, let's move everything over to one side. So I'm going to move everything over to the right side. Well, this actually cancels out, right? Because this is just 0. So really, I'm just moving the 4v over. So I'm going to have 0 equals v squared minus 7v minus 18. Now, at this step, remember, you're solving. So 2 pretty good options here, quadratic formula or factor. I'm going to go ahead and factor, because this is going to factor nicely into v minus 9 times v plus 2. Okay, solve each one. That means v is going to equal 9, and v is going to equal -2. Okay, I do a quick check for restrictions. Does 9 make either any of the denominators 0? No, it does not. Does -2 make any of the denominators 0? No, it does not, so I'm good. Okay. All right, these questions, let's say, why is it number 1, m equals 5? So I'm going to post the key to this one so you can see that. Okay. All right, for number 5, should you factor out the quadratic on the left first or try to multiply it out with the LCD? I'm guessing you mean the quadratic on the right. You don't need to factor out the numerator. You see what I did here? If you're asking about this part right here, I did not factor that out. I didn't need to. Okay, you really only need to worry about factoring the denominator to start with, and then potentially later factor it out. All right, number 3, I'm confused and I'm at LCD, so we did a little more work on that. You'll get more practice a little bit tonight. 3 and 5 went over. The process is still very confusing. There is going to be a couple more problems, extra practice problems on this tonight. And I'm posting the full key so that you can see the work, because this one is a little different from the other ones. I'm confused with LCD, so more practice would be helpful. Awesome. Great feedback, guys. I hope this was helpful. Please take a look at the full key. All right, thanks.